Namaste students, myself Sunil Kumar from the Department of Computer Science. Today we are going to the second session based on the chapter control statements. Already we discussed with the previous session. What we discussed means mainly we discussed with the simple if statement. So how it is simple if is working? Whenever before that we mainly discussed the types of statements. The types of statements mainly are of two types. One is selection statement, one more is iterative statements. Selection statements mainly are of five types of selection statements are available. One is simple if else, if, nested if, and also switch statement. These are the five types of selection statement. And also we discuss with the looping statements. Now mainly three types of looping statements are available. There are mainly two types are there. Then we can write the three looping statements. One is while, one more is do while, and last one is a for loop. These are the mainly three types of looping statements, or it is known as iterative statements. And after that, we discussed with the simple if statement, selection statement with the simple if. What is a simple if statement? Simple if selection statement is working based on the conditions. One condition will be given. If the condition is true, then statements are going to execute. If the condition is false, the particular statements are going to skip. That is in case of simple if. It is also known as one-way branch statement. So this class we are going to discuss about if-else statement. Mainly we are discussing about the if and else statement. In case of if-else statements, it is also known as two-way branching. If-else statement is also known as two-way branching statements. In case of two-way branching statement, whenever condition is false, already we know that whenever condition is false, it is produce a true value as 0. Whenever condition is true, it will produce a value as 1. So we will see the general format. Now we can write the general format for if-else statements. There are two methods are there. I will explain the second method because when you open floor brackets are there, that method only I am going to explain here. So here, if first we have to write if, then if small letter if, then open bracket, then condition. Now to provide the condition. That condition should be given inside the braces. After providing the condition, next one is open floor bracket. Open floor bracket. Whenever condition is true, explain at the same time. Whenever this condition is true, then going to execute the statement 1. Statement 1 is going to execute. I write in braces. If you remove the braces also, it will work. Only one statement is there. When multiple statements are there, means we should always use the braces. So then statement 1. Then if the condition is true, means statement 1 is going to execute. Whenever condition 1 is true or condition is false, then it is going to new part that is known as else part. Whenever condition is false, then it is moving to one more part that is known as else part. In else part, statement 2 is given, or it is statement 2 is given, that is going to execute. This is a simple structure for the general format for simple or if-else statement here. So first condition is checked. Here's how it is executed means first condition is going to check, evaluating. Whenever a condition is going to evaluate, after checking the condition, we will get the true or false. Here I have false and true value. Only two values are possible. Whenever condition is true, remember here, in case of if else, whenever condition is true, then statement 1 is going to execute, or we can say the if part, this part, if part is going to execute. This is known as true block. True block is going to execute, or we can say if part, or we can say statement 1. In this case, we can say that statement 1 is going to execute. Whenever condition is false, then it is going to execute this false, then going to execute the statement 2. Here in this case, we are going to execute the statement 2. That is in case of if-else statement. Already explained same thing in programming construct. Second time explaining, so I am not going to deal with this part. 6 here, first check condition. If the condition is true, then statement 1 is going to execute. If the condition is false, then statement 2 is going to execute. So we will see the flow chart. Already explained the flow chart also. Whenever you are going to write the flow chart, first here control is going to check condition. Control is going to check the condition. Whenever if you are going to check the condition, then here is the check the condition is condition. We are going to check the condition. After checking the condition, it will produce two values. Whenever you check the condition, produce two values, one is true or false. Mainly two values are possible. After checking the condition, either condition may be true, as the true part here, or false. Mainly two types of output is possible after checking the condition. Whenever condition is true, remember, whenever condition is true, then here given that statement 1 is going to execute. I write the statement 1. Statement 1 is going to execute. Whenever condition is true, then statement 1 is going to execute. Whenever condition is false, whenever condition is false, statement 2 is going to execute. Remember, either condition may be true or condition may be false. Whenever condition is true here, statement 1 is going to execute, statement 2 is skipping. Whenever condition is false, statement 2 is executed and statement 1 is going to skip. So that is, remember, in case of simple or if else statement. So after executing the statement, you have to combine everything because we are going to execute the next statement. So that's a character I used and I am going to show the next statement. So here, in case of if else statement, first check the condition known as two-way branching. When in case of two-way branching, first condition is tested. If the condition is true, then statement 1 is going to execute. If the condition is false, then it is going to execute the, whenever condition is false means we will execute the statement 2. So that is in case of if else statement. Then we will see the one programming example. I will write the programming example here only. This is the flowchart. You can write down the flowchart and also write down the general format. Write down the general format. This is general format, and that one is, you can see that is flowchart. Write the flowchart. Already I given this flowchart in other formats. Or we can see the program construct. I give the same flowchart. So next we will see the programming example. We will move to the programming example. Whenever if you will write the programming example, just I will check whether given shape is rectangular or square. I will check whether given shape is rectangular or square. So if you want to check the program like that, I will write the complete program now. So later on, when I will execute some other programming, I will part with the execution of the particular part. Here, entire program I will execute because we are not started with the lab. So I will write the entire program. So when you are going to write the program, the first one is already you know that hash include iostream dot h. iostream dot h. Next one is call io.h. That is required, but we are not writing that part here. That is whenever if you start in the lab at that time, we can experience the call io.h and the some two statements. Then after that, void main. Is it required for all the programming? Then open flower brackets. After that, opening parenthesis. Opening parenthesis, not parenthesis. Open braces, or you can say is open flower bracket. Then I use int. So I have to check whether a given shape is rectangular or square. So how we can check whether a given shape? We have to provide length and width. We have to provide the length and width. So I will give length and width. Length and width, or width also, you can say width also. Length and width I give. So we can either take length and width, or I check this here, length and width. Length and width or length and width, you can take L and A2. Then these values you take from the user. Or that will take C in string insertion of extraction operator. L means user will insert. Then B, you can insert any values. You can insert two sides. If you take a shape two sides will be there, and two sides are entered. After checking data, then you have to check if. I am going to use the if. Simple. It is if else. If in open bracket whether L is equal to B, length is equal to width. We are checking whether length is equal to width. See, remember, this is rectangular and this one is a square. In case of square, length and width will be the same. In case of rectangular, length and width will be the different. So whenever both are also same, whenever length and width is same means we can use the open flower bracket, or without using the flower bracket also we can write C out, then I write it is square. I write it is square, then closing flower bracket, then else open flower bracket, C out, it is rectangle. Rectangle, closing square bracket and square bracket for this one. So this is a programming example. So in this same thing is written. If condition is a condition, then statement 1 here, this is statement 1, and else part statement 2, this is a statement 2. So how it is working? How it is working? So mainly you have to see what is the concept here. First you have to check what is the concept in case of programming. Whenever length and breadth will be same means that is a square. Whenever length and breadth is different means that is a rectangle. That we are going to check here. So first we are giving two values. We are initializing two values, or we are declaring two values for length and breadth. Length and L and B is declared. After that CIN means we will take the two data, two sides. Two side value we are taking from the user. For example, I will give as 10 and 12 two values here. L is 10 and B is 12. L is 10 and B is 12. I take it. Then after that, if L is equal to B, I'll check it whether L is equal to B. Here it is not equal. L is 10 and B is 12. It's not equal. L is not equal to B. Then skip the first part. We'll go for false. Here the condition is false. Then go for the else part. Here also the condition is false. So we'll move into the else part. In else part, it is given that it is rectangle. Output C out stream insertion double quotes insert double quote. It's given that it is rectangle. So that is going to print. So then whenever condition is false, whenever both also 10, whenever L is 10 and B is 10, whenever condition is true. Whenever condition is true means L is equal to B, then going to execute first part. So remember, in case of if else, we will mainly going to check the condition. Whenever after checking the condition, whenever condition is true, then true block, or it is if part. This part is going to execute. Whenever the condition is false, then it is going to the else part. So this is based on the if else. Next we will move to the one more topic. Now we will move to the one more type of selection statement, that is if else if statement. In textbook it is given that it is not if else if they given, it is a nested if format one. Remember, in textbook it is given that nested if format one. So it is also known as if else if statements, or we normally say it is a if else if statement, or we are saying that one also called as else if ladder. It is also known as else if ladder statements. So in this case, mainly conditions are same. When our condition is true, it will produce a value of 1. When our condition is false, this produces a value of 0. That is in case of conditions. So we will move to the general format. I am not going to explain more about that one. Just we will move to the general format. So whenever you go to general format, I will write with the simple method here. General format. First, I will check condition. Control is going to check the condition. If condition 1, if the condition 1, if it is true, I am not writing with the brackets, without one more method I will write. If the condition 1, if the condition 1 is true, then normally you can say statement 1 is going to execute. Statement 1 is going to execute. Else condition is false. If the condition is false, we will move to the else part. First check the condition. If the condition is true, condition 1 is true means statement 1 is going to execute. Whenever condition is 1 is false, then we move to else part. Here I am checking one more condition, press condition 2. Condition 2. Whenever the condition is true means then going to execute statement 2. Statement 2 is going to execute like that. Else if condition nth condition. We don't know what the total number of conditions. It is possible to give multiple ways, or it is possible to give the multiple conditions here. So based on the multiple condition, else if condition n, else if going to check the condition n. If the nth condition is true means statement n is going to execute. Statement n is going to execute. Else statement X is going to execute. So remember, or you can say statement X I wrote, instead of that I can write the default statement. Default statement is going to execute. So this is the general format. So how it is executing means you can say like this. First we are going to check the condition. control is moving to check the test condition 1 or condition 1. If the condition 1 is true, then statement 1 is going to execute. First, going to check the condition 1. If the condition 1 is true, then it is executing the statement 1. After executing the statement 1, next if the condition is false, it's moving to else part. If the condition is false, it is moving to the else part. In else part, going to check the condition 2. In else part, is going to check the condition 2. Whenever condition 2 is true, whenever test condition 2 is true means statement 2 is going to execute. Statement 2 is going to execute. Whenever condition is false, move on like that. Whenever condition is false, moving like that. So like that, continuing. Whenever condition is false, then moving to the test condition nth condition. Whenever nth condition is true means going to execute the statement n. Condition is true means execute the statement n. Whenever all the conditions are false, whenever all the conditions are false, then it is going to execute the default statement that is given in else part. So this is actually the if else if statement, or you can say the else if ladder. Already I explained in a programming construct. So once again I just briefly discussed about the if else if statements. So next we will move to the flow chart. How you can write the flow chart? Whenever you will write the flow chart, the first control is going to check the condition. First condition is given. So I'll write the first condition. I'll write the first condition is condition. Whenever condition 1, this is a condition 1, this is true. Maybe it may be true. Whenever condition 1 is true means it is executing statement 1. Statement 1 is going to execute. Whenever condition 1 is true, statement 1 is going to execute. Whenever condition 1 is false, it's going to check the condition next condition. Whenever condition 1 is false, is going to check the next condition. Whenever condition 1 is false, next is going to check the condition 2. Then whenever condition 2 is true, then going to execute statement 2. Going to execute the statement 2. So like that, whenever condition is false, like that going to execute, and finally I write here statement or condition is condition n. So nth condition is true. Whenever nth condition is true means then we will execute statement n. I write the statement n here. N. Whenever condition is false, it's going to execute default statement. So this is the statement execution. After executing all the statements, or any one of statement will be executed, not all the statements. Here only one statement will be executed. Remember, this is the flow chart for the else if ladder, or you can say the if else if. In case of if else if or else if ladder, first condition 1 is tested. It will check the condition 1. Whenever condition 1 is true, statement 1 is going to execute. Whenever condition 1 is false, then move to check the test condition 2. When test condition 2 is true means going to execute the statement 2. When the condition is false means going to check the condition 3. When the condition 3 is true means statement 3. Otherwise test condition 4, like that. For finally reach the test condition nth condition. Whenever nth condition is true, whenever condition n is true means statement n is going to execute. Whenever condition n is false means then is going to execute the default statement. This is the structure, or you can say this is the flow chart for the if else if statement, or we can say else if ladder. This is the syntax and this is the flow chart. We can write down the syntax, write down the syntax and also the flow chart. So we will move to the one more programming example. Now we will move to the one more programming example. So whenever you will write the programming example, here we are writing multiple selections, or multiple selections are there. Whenever you will write multiple selections, without brackets I am going to write the program here without using the brackets. So I'll write first hash include IO stream dot h, hash into I used to dot h. After that, next one is hash into poly dot h, void main. Next part is void main. In main part, I'll use integer variables. I'm mainly checking the marks here. I'm mainly checking whether it's first class, second class, or file. I'm not checking all the things, distinction and all. Just I'm checking whether based on the mark, whether a student is passed in past class, first class, second class, or fail. Mainly 4 conditions I'm going to check here. So whenever conditions are there, this one is input is mark. Input is mark. So that input I will take from the user. C in mark. Mark is taken from the user. After getting the marks from the user, first I am checking if, small letter if, m is greater than or equal to 80. Whenever mark is greater than or equal to 80, just I'll check. I'll give the output here is C out. Whenever it is correct means first class. This is not correct method. See, actually should be distinction. So just return the first class. Next, if mark is not greater than 80, else. If mark is not greater than 80 means, so not m, sorry. Mark is greater than or equal to 80. Greater than, should be greater than or equal to 80 means then that one. So next case, mark greater than or equal to 60. Whenever mark is greater than or equal to 60, just I'll write C out. So this I'll write 60, change here 60, this is a 40. Just I'll change that one. This is a 60, second class, first class. Then if it is greater than or equal to 40 means second class. Next one is else. If mark is greater than or equal to 35. Whenever mark is greater than or equal to 35 means then we can write C out. Pass class. The last one is else. This is a default statement. This is a default statement. C out. Fail. So this is actually the programming part for the if statement or else if ladder. So remember here, whenever you are going to write, you are checking the multiple conditions. If you enter the mark here, for example, if you are going to enter any mark, first that mark will be compared with 60 is greater than or equal to 60. Whenever that greater than or equal to 60 means it will display as it will greater than or equal to 60, display the first class. If it is not greater than 60, go for else part. Then else part, checking the condition, it is mark is greater than or equal to 40. Whenever mark is greater than or equal to 40 or equal to 40 means then go for next, checking whether it is greater than or equal to 35. Whenever it is greater than or equal to 35 means we will bring the past class, else it is going to display as a fail. So this is actually the if if statement, or you can say else if ladder. In this case, mainly how it is going to means first you are going to check the condition 1. If the condition 1 is true, then statement 1 is going to execute. If the condition is false, going to check the condition 2. If the condition 2 is true means execute the statement 2. If the condition 2 is false means next condition. So like that, execute and checking the condition again and again whenever the conditions are false. After that, finally, when all the conditions are false, whenever all the conditions are not satisfied, then it moves to the default statement. Here, default statement is given at fail. So this is the in case of if statements. So by here we reach the end of session today. In the session we mainly discussed about if-else statement and also the if statements. Based on this, we will give the worksheet. Whenever if you start the lab programming, you will understand that one easily. So by here I wind up my today's session. Thank you.